The old man will. The old man will. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds is broken in the head. People not seeing reality has put them in the red. Where conscious and spirituality been stricken from the norm and replaced with the ignorance of basic magnetic form. The geometry of God keeps running through his head. That's what makes old man builds broken in the head. The old man builds. The old man builds. Spheres of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds.
Hello everyone and welcome. My name is Nathan, otherwise known as Old Man Builds. Guys, oh, look at the Bedini motor behind me. Dude, we are getting there. I mean, we got wiring to do left. I already spun all the wires, so the coil just has to be wound. And then I was just doing the copper right before I came on. I was doing the copper strips that go on it for the MOSFETs to hang out on. And I got all the stuff to wire it, man. So between tonight and tomorrow morning, man, this thing is done. I also have to fix the axle on it. It's just that, how do I say it? The new snap-on kind of axles they have, the little tiny one that goes in there instead of the regular full one. So I'm just going to have to go to the hardware store and put some parts together and fix that. Dude, other than that, it's coming out nice, man. It's, toot my own horn here if you know what I'm saying, but it's one of the nicer ones that I've seen, more accurate to what Bedini put out in the first place. So, it's pretty exciting to get this done, actually. So it's been a long time coming. The sides worked out perfect on the STLs. You can see the colors and everything came out nice. We got the Bedini SG on there. We got the OMB on there for the old man builds. And then everything's perfectly spaced in there. All the magnets were done, all north side out. Aluminum rim like it's supposed to be, not a steel one. And the little coil that's under it, we got to put a little block under there. And they have a wood block in the original. I was thinking that I wanted a PLA block in there, only because I could build it with layers in it. And then, you know what I mean, bolt it down and then take off the layers and I can adjust the coil that way. So that's what I was thinking. And then I haven't pounded in the rods into the coil yet because I haven't wound it. But once I do that, then it should sit in there just a little bit. I remember he left a little bit on the extra on the end. So again, much better than a piece of wood where you have to go in there and drill it. I can just make an STL, print it out, man, and this thing will be tight. So yeah, this thing, so here's the plan, man. It should be done probably tomorrow, and then we're going to start testing on it. So just a quick heads up, tomorrow night, we pick up Bernie from the airport. He will be here. It'll be like 10 o'clock at night when we pick him up, but he'll be here, man, for the next month or so, and it's going to be fun, man. We're going to be doing the Bedini motor. Okay, so we got that already built. Over there, Mike, on the Faraday Research Channel, we're going to be building his pulse motor too. So, guys, we're going to be building that, with Bernie and doing that. I set up the other side of my garage on this side, the side that used to go live on. That's all set up for the monatomics. So Bernie's got his own station over there. I got him a microscope, with the little slide things on it and stuff, so he can look at everything that's on there, what everything looks like, the chemical structure. We took some tips from Sean. Sean has an overhead camera that comes down. So I have that set up over here so we can look at it and get great detail on it while a steady camera shot's being done. So, dude, that's going to be like total full on radical to just have all that stuff done. I expect we're going to be building some other stuff while Bernie's here. We have we're going to be doing the 6 Tesla coils. So we're going to do coil connected to coil connected to coil, and we're going to see how far we can drop that. So when I stacked 2 coils originally, I got down to 165 kilohertz. I want to see if I can get that thing down to hertz. So we're going to try it, man. That's 6 of them together. Each time I dropped it, it went down, about roughly around 100 kilohertz for every time I added a secondary coil on top of the coil and soldered it together. This will be a little different. It'll be a geometric pattern. So what that does is couple capacitance, okay, throughout each one of them. So if you think about it, they turn into bipolar Tesla coils on each one of them when you do this kind of thing. And it'll couple them, one to the next, to the one to the next, to the next, but then it'll lower the frequency. Again, if I can get that down to the hertz level, that's going to be amazing. So we'll see how that works. I may have to trigger it from the outside with another coil or use one of them as the main coil. But if it gets down really low, man, I want to sit in the middle of the field and see what it does. So kind of excited about that. Want to make sure somebody else was here in case there was something that went wrong. But that's pretty awesome. But yeah, that Bedini behind me, man, I keep looking at it. I'll make all the STLs available on my Patreon. If you contact me, man, and you want to build one of these, I'll just send them to you. Not a problem there. Usually I put things on what is it, Thingiverse or something like that. So I'll put them up there as well. That way everybody can get them. So you can do it without the old man builds. I'll probably make one without it and one with it. That way you can put your own name down there if that's what you want to do. But yeah, it's on both sides that they're done that way. There's a blank plate on the other side. One thing I did, so everybody knows, is the other side, I made a template. And what it does is it basically puts some offsets in order where they're supposed to go. And then that way you could just take that template and take your marker and just mark everything on where the holes are. And they'll all align perfectly. So you could put it on your heat sink. So it'll be the same. You know what I mean? So you could drill out your heat sink and have it perfect to the back. You know what I mean? So that way it's really easy to build. And then we'll go over sizes and everything. I'm going to put that all in the membership. Most of you guys are members here, so you'll be getting it. All the dimensionality of everything. There's a way Bedini had it done, and I followed it. A couple tips I'll give you: the degrees, like 25 degrees on the cut, so you can set your stalls right. Look out for the top one. You know what I mean? You gotta look at it and make sure that you understand that it goes on the top of it. Just because there's angles on it on the sides like this, right? Instead of being in the middle of it, which changes the length of it. It's just a couple of quick things like that as you cut things on the wood that make a big difference in some of the stuff I've seen all over the internet versus what I did here. Some of the other stuff, patterning just on the wood to see exactly where to cut it. Remembering the width of the saw and every time you write something down. And then the magnets were fairly easy, all north side out. We went every other spoke on this one. So I do have a second wheel, and they pretty much made these aluminum wheels universal. So right now it has the gearing on it. I got to tear the gearing off, throw that away, reset it, and then put it in the center shaft again. But I'll have another wheel. And that's because somebody had mentioned to me, you may want to try it also with different spacing on the magnets. So that's going to be something we'll try as well. We have the normal spacing. I believe I got the same one Bedini does. I looked at every video to try to get the best possible understanding of everything. And it's been kind of slow because of that. And I did the same thing with the circuits. I went out and I have copper strips. And they're going to be on there the same way Bedini did his, copper strip, then run the, resistor to them, run the diode to it, things just like that. The only thing is I didn't like the little pieces that are on the end where he put things into. I like the front to look as clean as humanly possible. So I didn't put those in, but I plan on putting a little tray underneath because I want to be able to move the whole thing with my batteries that I want to put in there. So I want to build a little wooden tray underneath and hook everything to that and then run it out that way. That way everybody can see what's going on. Makes it easier when you look at the videos instead of a bunch of wire clips everywhere. So I'm pretty happy about that, man. So yeah, we'll get this one finalized here. Like I said, I'm excited because Bernie will be here by the time I finalize this thing, man. Then we'll be able to shoot some videos on it, do a lot of behind the scenes things for his channel and for my channel. And man, we're going to be doing some monatomics. So not something I'm completely familiar with, but it's something that he absolutely understands perfectly. And it'll be fun working with him to get those things going. We're gonna have jars, all kinds of funny stuff in here, man. All kinds of material breaking down, and he says he's gonna bring some that's already broken down, so that we can use it right away. We're gonna be making the coils for that, so there'll be a build video coming up for that one as well. So that's pretty exciting, man. I'm gonna show Bernie how to use a 3D printer and all that stuff so he can make his own stuff and maybe pick up a 3D printer of his own. So yeah, I'm pretty excited, man. We got some cool stuff this year. I spent a lot of time last year. We sold a lot of the Tesla coils, and I want to thank you, everybody out there who purchased one. It's really helping the channel right now because all the wire that I've been buying is coming straight from that. I bought, oh my God, like 6 spools of wire, and I probably need to buy more because we're doing, how do I say it, 24 gauge wire, and then 26 is a trigger on the Bedini. And I know Bedini switched to 20, and I think it was 23. So what we're going to do is I have some 20 gauge, and we're going to run it and see if we can't do it. Now, another thing that came up, we were watching a video, a gentleman that lives out here in California, he's been doing Tesla coils, like actual Tesla style coils. And it's a frequency generator connected to a number 2 coil. And he's able to light up light bulbs for a great bit of distance at a very, very low amount of watts. He says, you know, I'll just say 3 watts. I'm sure he'll say it's much less, but I'll say 3 watts is where he was at and what we were watching last night on the Tesla Check channel. And we're going to meet up with him at some point, hopefully, while Bernie's down here. And we're going to build one before we go down there, test it with him, see what he comes up with. He said the spacing is 20 gauge and then it's 167%. So that roughly is what, 1.5 millimeters, I believe it is, if I'm not mistaken, somewhere right around there is the spacing on each one of those. I know Charlie C had wanted one, and I had wanted one for a while. So we're going to get that built out, and I'll put an extra one in for Charlie. But I think that's going to be pretty cool. My concern with it is I don't know that it's oscillation. I know that it's a number 2 coil to a frequency generator. So, and is it an antenna? Is it oscillation? Is there something we're missing? We'll find that out. I do want to leave it open on the inside where we can put a primary on the inside and then a primary on the outside if we wanted to. And it's kind of, I don't want to say it, it'd be kind of neat, okay? Just understand this, the way that they make them look. So I usually use like a hollow tube, a 1/4 inch hollow tube. Sean uses an 1/8 inch hollow tube. In their setup, I believe it's 14 gauge solid copper wire, and you can run that, which is perfect. It's just wall wire. You know what I mean? That's perfect for me. We'll do the one that doesn't have any shielding on the outside of it, and we'll run that. I think it'll look gorgeous, to be honest with you. I think it's going to be a display piece by the time we're done. And we'll go into a little bit of dollar's work as well and do the, you know, the one he did with the big winding like this and the little tiny one on the inside. So I'm kind of excited to do some of those things, man. It's been stuff that's been on my bucket list for a while. And like I said, when Bernie comes down, there'll be two of us doing it. So I won't have to fiddle with cameras and stuff. You know what I mean? Bernie will be able to do that and we'll switch off on the building. So I think that's going to be good. He's also bringing some stuff to test out the geometry coils. He has some specialty electronics for that. So I'm excited about that, man. We'll have those things up and going this month as well. So we may have to spread out when everything goes out, you know what I mean, to everybody. But there's going to be a lot of behind the scenes content coming up when he does that. And with all the different things that we're doing, it's probably going to be one of those things where we do 2 months of filming, but it's like a whole year worth of material, if you understand what I mean. So really, really excited about that kind of stuff, man. So, and then we'll have some awesome live shows, man, and stuff like that, where we're all join in and do things. Ulysses, man, you're totally awesome, brother. Thank you very much, man. I don't know what it's missing with my screen, why it looks like that. I have to fix that. Ulysses, thank you. So, yeah, like I said, we're going to be doing all that. Sean has sent me his Uber circuit. Now, just to let you know what that is, it's basically a ZVS that he uses for all of his AC. So, all the ones that you wanted to see of the geometry coils shoot just lightning bolts out of both sides, it's exactly what we're doing. Okay. I've been waiting to do that. Sean and I have been contacting each other about that. And he just said, Nathan, I'm just going to send you the circuit. So he sent it to me. Hats off to Sean. That's going to be awesome. I had been blowing up some MOSFETs and stuff like that on my traditional coil because of the AC. It argues with me a lot. And he said, no, the tracers in this one are double the thickness, so it'll cool down faster. So we'll see. But yeah, man, this is something else. Okay. Like I said, it'll be a lot of collaboration on this stuff. And then what the cool thing is we're going to be able to call people on this, you know what I mean, and say, hey, you know what I mean, get some video footage of it, of us collaborating and stuff like that, which I think is going to be awesome. Joe and I are still working on the RAV project where we're going to be coming up on doing the video here very soon and then starting that off. So I'm really excited for that one too, because I've been working on some stuff on there. I've been trying to get in some better mics and stuff. I just got my new mic in, the DJ mic that's wireless. So man, now we're cooking. Now I'm able to do some stuff. The hardest thing is getting the background set, and it may just have my old man Bill's background in the beginning until we can get everything set. But I set up you can see my island here behind me. I set it up with chairs and stuff over there so we can set up the TVs and do live from there with that background over there, which I think is awesome. So, man, so much stuff, man. It's my year, man. I'll just say it that way. It may be like all of our years by the time we're done, but this is my year to get everything done, to start just checking off every single thing on my list. You know what I mean? It works out really well with Bernie coming down here, man. And I just want to say out there to CBK Wahoo, man, we got some cool stuff for his. He's got organized that connected Tesla coils. Now, I did a video on one a while back he sent me. He sent some more, but I wanted to wait for Bernie to get here because they're actually Bernie's. And I wanted him to go through it with me, and we could take a look at those. You guys have probably seen it on the channel where we had it hooked up to the Tesla coil. That's going to be awesome. Okay. Again, we'll do the same thing we did last time, put out a nice video on it, man, showing every different one of them. We're going to put the power into it. We'll play with it a little bit. You know what I mean? See how they work out and everything. So it'll be the first time Bernie's seen them in person. So that's going to be awesome. So got some cool stuff there, man. Like I said, it's going to be very intensive work time. And then also we're going to go down and see the gentleman that runs Tesla Tech. and Bernie has volunteered to go over and help him move stuff around. So I'm going to probably go with him and help him move stuff. And he's got a bunch of stuff in there that he had from old shows and stuff. Some stuff that he's been working on and stuff like that. That's Steve over there. And then we're just going to film it. So we're going to have a lot of cool experiments that we're able to film over there. And that's going to be pretty awesome. I'm excited, man. There's a lot of cool stuff coming up, some road trips to take, things like that. So, from what I understand, we have a couple things scheduled to meet people and check them out, man. Do some lives from there, do some behind the scenes kind of stuff. And I'm looking forward to seeing the inventions he's got because he's been doing it for what 20 years, something like that, and all the different people that have been there. Some of the biggest names in the business have absolutely been there. And it's going to be an honor to see a lot of the different projects that they built. And yeah, it's going to be awesome, man. So thankfully, he's only like, what, 2.5 hours from me in California. So that's awesome. So yeah, kind of nice, man. Kind of nice that everything's kind of getting together that way. So, well, by the time we're done this year, we'll have the SG right here. We'll have Mike's pulse motor. I want to do also the Utron coil. Uh, and how do I want to say this? The pulse motor Utron coil. And I want to try that one. That's on my list. So since we're doing the pulse motors, that's going to be on the list. Okay. So that I'm excited about too. And it's got a free float on it. So there's magnets on the bottom, there's magnets in the Utron, and then it spins. So that I want to really get into. Also, we're doing gravity flyer work from Burns down here as well. We got some cool things set up. We're gonna float some aluminum over some magnets here. So we're gonna take some of our bifilar coils and we're gonna connect them with DC pulse waves, AC, and then regular DC. So we'll fill the capacitor with regular DC. We'll push a button and then hit it over to AC and see if we can get it to jump. That's gonna be cool. And then I got a bunch of transformers. Okay, I got like 6 that are all identical. Then I got probably 4 or 5 more. And what we're going to do is we're going to make giant electromagnets. We're just going to see how thick of aluminum we can sit on it and see if it'll work. Kind of like building a maglev train. And if we could get them in a row and it's steady in any way, then we're going to take it like a boogie board, man, and run and jump and hit that thing and see if we can't float across the top. Oh, man. Dude, that's going to be out of sight. I'll see what it takes to do it. Maybe we have to angle some in a little bit while keeping one straight line, you know what I mean, just to keep the thing going. But we're going to work on that too while he's down here. So I think that's going to be totally awesome, man. I think I'm going to fall and break something, to be honest with you, trying that kind of stuff, acting like I'm 14 years old again. You know what I mean? Going through this, but yeah, if we can hoverboard it, man, that's going to be awesome. So yeah. Oh, dude, let me just tell you, if it works, we're going to be picking up a bunch of microwaves and making a whole bunch more. I mean, look, I'd make a half pipe out of it if I could. You know what I mean? Put it under wood because wood ain't going to matter to the electric field, and then just run it, just like we did back in the day. I don't know if anybody knows this or not, man, but I had like a 12-foot half pipe on one side, and then it went and dropped down to 6 foot next to it. And then we did a 90 with another 6 footer. And as a kid, man, we used to skateboard all the time on that, go out in the backyard all the time, ride the skateboard, man, hit the half pipe. Yeah, it's pretty awesome, man, when you're a kid. Got all that stuff in your backyard, ain't got to go nowhere. Yeah. But if we could do it with maglev tech, dude, that's awesome. I've been trying to get some more thick aluminum to get the thickness up, because the thicker the aluminum, better the effect. So yeah, we're working on that. But the gravity flyer's in there. I picked up aluminum discs for it. So I got flat, brand new aluminum discs. And I like the new way that I hooked on the last ones to the last one I showed you, the one with the red. We're going to hook on motors just the same way I did that one. So they're nice and precise, and then kind of brings it up to the standards of my coils or my Bedini motor, kind of the level I like to build at. And we'll get that nice and clean. What I'm excited about is, different speeds, you get different harmonics just out of the flat disc. And that's going to be exciting. The fact that the Tesla coil that we're going to be doing based on Sean's circuit, this is kind of what I didn't tell you about it, is that it's a DC to AC circuit. Now, this starts DC, okay? And then as soon as you go to put in the AC, it's basically we can hit a switch and it'll flip right over to AC. So you can fill a capacitor in DC, hit the button, automatically put it in AC. So we'll be able to push power immediately. Yeah, sorry about that, man. Look at that. See me on the thing. Yeah, it's a new thing that they started doing, man. They started doing this thing with two different screens. It's kind of drives me nuts every once in a while looking over, because I'm never straight squared up to the other screen. They haven't got it where it identifies your face and puts you in the middle yet. So nice. Yeah, yeah, half pipes. Dude, yeah. I used to skate a lot, and little different now you get older, man. Last time I rode a bike, okay. Not last time I rode a bike. Last time I thought I was really cool on a bike. Dude, I got like wasted, okay? And let me just tell you, when you're as big as I am now, you kind of have a lot more force on things. So you know how you turn your bicycle to one side and the other, and you're pedaling, and you can go, get it to crank real hard, real fast doing that. Well, let me just tell you, I did that and the chain snapped and I flew right over the handlebars and I ate it, man. Scars up and down my elbows and everything. Yeah, shouldn't have been drinking. But shouldn't try to push those bicycles that fast either. Yeah. It's just horrifying, man. Getting old sucks. Good thing is my body took it. You know what I mean? But other than that, you ain't doing the same things you did as a kid, man. I don't weigh like 150 pounds anymore. So yeah. Anyway, that was pretty cool though. My wife was laughing at me, right? So the next day she gets on a skateboard and eats it and had the exact same you know, exact same thing on her arm, all the rash and everything. Oh, it was awesome. That was hilarious. So that's what she gets for laughing at me. It was like karma the next day. Oh, yeah, no, that's what it does. So that one doesn't show anything but the face. You're absolutely right. The other one shows the other view. It's just the way they set that thing up and crop it. Sorry about that. Got to look at my ugly mug. No, man, but the Pedini circuit works out. So let me hear. I'll do something for you there, Pete. See, there you go. There's my Bedini right there. Yeah. Now you see it pretty cleanly. Yeah, you see I'm working on the little copper strips over there. Just hammering them out, getting them right. But yeah, there you go. At least you got to see it. Now I'm all screwed up on where my camera is. That's all right. There you go. You have to spin it. Oh, hang on. See if I can reach it. Yeah, it spins beautifully, man. Nice and clean, man. I got to probably go back and pack the bearings one more time. You know what I mean? So, because it's been sitting out, the wheels have. So I got them for free. I'm pretty happy, man, because they're not cheap. So you're watching on a tablet. Well, hopefully you'll be able to see it. Yeah, it's kind of back and forth. They finally combined the chat in the stream where I get it, and I can see everybody. So that's pretty good, man. Yeah, we're gonna when Bernie gets here, Courtney Sams, we're coming to see you, man, in your Tesla coil. So that's gonna be fun as well. We've been waiting for that one for a while. Come over towards the nighttime. Last time I was there, man, we were shooting lightning bolts at his house. We had the thing out there, and they were just we were hitting the you know what I mean the power line for the cable. I was laughing, man. Didn't affect his TV, but man, it was awesome. That thing it revs up and hits, and he doubled it this time. So he's got a coil on top of a coil, and I want to see how that one hits. So yeah, yeah, Bernie's gonna be all excited for that one, man, when we get there. Please show your stomach. Yeah, no, thank you. Yeah, that's not gonna happen. Not not ever again, unless I showed it last time on accident. Sorry for that if you saw it. Wow. No, thank you. Oh man. Yeah. Dude, my house is pretty plain, except for when you get to my garage, it's like a whole different world. So you have to go through a laundry room, and you go through, and it's like, oh, it's just a typical laundry room. The walls aren't done, it's not painted or anything, and then you enter this obscure white door, and then you get on the other side, and it's like a whole transformation into a man cave out here, where I have everything set up, and everything as clean as I possibly can get it. I just laid the wood floor in here. You guys saw that. So trying to make it as professional looking as I can. I need to still work on moving a few things when I go to shoot the videos so that it stays clean. You know what I mean? Maybe I might actually look into putting some kind of a curtain or something over my 3D printing area, or put in some doors on it so that when it hits that area, it doesn't look bad. I kind of had some troubles with that, and it just shows images that are not clean. So, yeah, now called a TV station. Yeah, Dispatch has seen it. He's been over here several times, man. Yeah, it's a lot different, man. I'm sure you guys will see every part of it when Bernie gets out here. So I wish I had a garden in the back. Mentions a garden. Used to have a garden in the back, man. Used to have an awesome garden, but not anymore. Oh man, yeah, dude, it is kind of like a bat cave, man. So what I'd like to do is get some 3D printed helmets up. You know what I mean? Put them up around the top, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Everybody probably likes Batman. You know what I mean? I like Halo helmets. Let's see what else. Maybe the Flash. Get something like that. Just different things. Star Wars. I like Star Wars, man. So Vader, and then the Stormtrooper, stuff like that. So I'm gonna have to probably start building them, or just get somebody else out there that builds them and do some trading. But yeah, that's cool, man. Yeah, I know Dennis has a garden out there, man. Yeah, I got to get me one up and going, man. I was planning on doing one that was like like an inside garden, but I never got around to it. Just I stopped working outside. You know what I mean? My body just gave up. It wasn't going to do it anymore. Before I was done, you guys probably saw in the video, I put in the patio and stuff like that. I just never finished it. I have to get back to it. Um, can you try dump the cap banks from the Bedini SG on a plant and compare growth? So you're basically instead of saying cap dumps, you're basically saying just run the electricity while you have your plants growing and see what happens. Well, I could tell you if it's non-destructive on the plants, which it shouldn't be because it's negative energy, then they should grow faster. So it has to do with the fields and the wires themselves. It's like pulling in energy from the atmosphere, just like putting in the little the rods. You know what I mean? You put the little swirly on the top of the rod and you put it into the ground. You know they used to in the 1930s do farming that way. I know it seems like it's a fringe thing now, but there's books out there that tell you exactly how to do it. Before they came up with fertilizer for everybody and made big ammonia plants, they actually used that in farming. So everybody's farm out there had these copper rods in it, and they were growing farms, the plants much faster with that 2 to 3 times the growth because it's connecting the electricity to the magnetism in the ground. So you're getting a bigger yield from your plant. And it's less to do with fertilizers, which we are using now, more of a natural way to grow. And they cut that out with farming once they started the fertilizer stuff. So yeah, we can outperform the first. Yeah, absolutely. I 100% agree with what you're saying. That's for sure. I think it's a lost art, to be honest with you. And it would be nice, you know what I mean, if you could show that it wouldn't be that hard to do, say, windmills or something like that, to put a little extra energy in the ground every once in a while, store it in batteries, kind of put it out there. And you can make an earth battery, you know what I mean, just as well as any other battery and pull energy straight from the ground. I don't know if many people realize that. If you're just looking for a slow current, then put a rod in the ground, put a Tesla coil over it, and you'll pull energy out of that coil. I don't know if you all realize that, but you can put it right into a capacitor, throw it into a battery as a slow trickle charge. You know what I mean? We're not talking much voltage here, so it's not very hard. It's like, if you ever wanted to make a motor that ran itself, and this is the way to kill AI's brain, is you basically just use a hose and suction and water and have two pools of water, one up here, and you just suck on the hose, make force in it, and it'll pull the water from the bottom pool to the top pool, and it'll make a water run, right? Well, on the other side of that, you just put it out to a little paddle wheel, and the paddle wheel will keep running, right? Well, then all you have to do is put a generator to the paddle wheel, and it continuously operates. You absolutely do not need any kind of pumps or anything else. It all does it on suction. It's trying to equalize pressure. And by doing that, you can make free energy. So if you want to do that and put out the light bulbs in front of your house, where your trees are, by all means, you could do it absolutely free. There's no cost. It's just every once in a while you have to fill up the water. And it absolutely is free energy. There's no question whatsoever about it. It's 100% free energy. You're just knowing how the stuff works. You're just knowing that if you pressurize a hose, you can get it to pull out of one bucket and put it into another all day. I remember back in the day when we had to empty the pool at my buddy's house, that's all we did. We just took a regular hose, cut it about 10 foot long, suck the pressure into it, and, just put it out into the yard, and it emptied out the entire pool. It's no different than siphoning gas. If you ever siphon gas or anything, or put the little pump on your thing for your motor for your boat, it's the same thing. It just sucks that up in there, adds pressure. That pressure is continuous and gives you free energy all day long. I'm surprised more people don't know about that. You can buy a little paddle wheel for $55 on Amazon, and it has a generator in already. You just sit there and charge your batteries all day. Um, you can actually make a battery with alum, and you just keep it damp, and it'll continuously have charge in it. That's it. Just plant it into your garden, and then as you water your garden, it waters it as well, and it'll continuously put out energy. Yeah, I think it's ferrite and then alum, and then I believe it's aluminum plate, if I'm not mistaken. And that combination right there, as long as you keep it damp, should give you a continuous battery source. So yeah, that's why they used in the Bedini motors as well. When Bedini goes, this battery has alum in it. Well, that's why. It's another source of energy to put in there. Oh, dude, right on, Charlie. Yeah, I had you in mind, man. When we were talking about that coil, and we were watching it last night. I don't know if you caught the Tesla Tech show, um, but he was going over this exact person you showed me in the video was going over it. He lives here in California, where I live. So, like I said, I'll build one and put you in there, or build one you at the same time, and we'll test them with him, the guy who makes them, and you know what I mean. We'll see how we do. So, and as soon as that's ready, I'll contact you. But I think it's just pretty cool that we're able to get to the person who knows it. You know what I mean? And then we can get the right answers, because he has very specific type of material he uses. And I just got to figure out where he sources it from. That's pretty much it. And then it just seems little bit labor intensive at the fact that I think he uses a hand saw, to cut all the grooves in that thing. And it's got to have like 100 grooves in this thing. When he cuts it on each one of the sides. And if I'm not mistaken, he's got like 5 or 6 sides to it. Probably needs a centerpiece in there, center ring, just to, you know what I mean? Because it looks like it bows in a little bit. So, yeah. Connect with Griffin Brock in California. Dude, I know they're friends. So, dude, if he's around, absolutely. It would be an absolute honor to work with Griffin Brock and the stuff that he does. It would be awesome. So it'd be nice to kind of share some notes and see what each one of us does and things like that. Um, I'm sure there's some tricks that go on, because they work with dollars as well. So I think it'd be totally fantastic to do all that. I agree with you there. We're gonna get there. I'll be honest with you, man. We can harness the power of the earth right now if we wanted to. If you want to become a Type 1 civilization, not generally that hard. It's, and even AI will agree with you. If you just basically used a tower as an antenna, go take the Eiffel Tower, go take any tower you want. It simply, even when they put the rod on the top of their buildings, you're connecting the earth with the atmosphere. When the atmosphere has 100 volts per meter or something like that, you're literally creating a bridge between the two. You're pulling out radiant energy all day. You could cap that stuff easily. Lightning strikes, you can cap it. As a matter of fact, there was a guy on Danny Jones who was talking about lightning strikes and how they were used in the pyramids. And I don't know if anybody understands this. The actual material being used in the pyramids would make a perfect capacitor. I don't know if anybody realizes that or not. And it would stay stored in energy right there as long as you had that pyramid filled up with water, which it's a wick effect to any kind of granite or the type of materials they were using. All it has to do is be wet. And again, if they're having lightning storms and stuff like that, and you're drawing in the lightning, as soon as it hits a full capacitor, then you could do whatever you wanted with it. I mean, literally. One of the experiments that I wanted to do, if I can afford it while Bernie's down here, is pick up a fish tank and put high voltage on the top and on the bottom, make caverns underneath with salt water in some of them, okay? And literally set it up where I can seal this thing, put a bit of pressure on it, temperature control it. I want to see if we could build clouds in it. See, I think we can. I don't think it's going to matter the height or anything. It's going to matter the atmosphere itself. And it's going to matter that the high voltage potential on the top, and it's going to matter that it's more of a magnetic field on the bottom. And I bet you we can create clouds. I want to try that experiment while he's here, because I think it would work. And I think, it's like a $300 investment to do it, but I think we could definitely get it done. and I think it'd be totally awesome. What's up, Mike? Yeah, we were just talking earlier, man. We're gonna be building your pulse motor here by Bernie's Down, so we're gonna be hitting you up for some files and stuff like that on it, and maybe some guidance on where to go. But I believe I have all the parts. I got your piezos. I have all the wire. I have the right coil. Let's see what else on there. I have the triggers. Okay, the sensors that you told me to get. Um, I have everything that was on your list. I even have the magnets. The only thing I need to do is print out the STL files and get those going. So yeah, once that's done, man, we're gonna be pulling that out, man. So that's gonna be awesome. So Bob Greener knows somebody that built a scale model of the pyramid. Well, it's not necessarily that difficult. I'm just gonna tell you, it's a capacitor. What's more ironic about capacitors is they can basically be filled anyway. Any which way you want to, they can be filled. So yeah, that we're going to put to the test because I want to show different systems doing it. One of the other things that I wanted to do towards the end of the year is I wanted to make that aluminum generator. I'm sure you guys have all seen it. The name I don't have on the tip of my tongue right now. I'm sure a lot of you have seen it out there. Um, and what it is basically it's an aluminum casing, and instead of using plates of soft iron, it uses aluminum, and it wraps the same wire around it. And I want to be able to pull that one off because the energy seems different. And I think it's just the way the magnetic field is working inside the aluminum that changes it. And that's why I want to see it. I can't remember the guy's name, man. I seen him a lot when I was first getting into this kind of stuff. I'm sure you guys have as well. Sure, you'll come up with a name here shortly. The guy was always waiting for parts for his generator, and he says it was supposed to do a bunch of free energy stuff, and it was a different type of energy, and he always called it resonance energy. I could see the guy's face in my head. I just can't remember the name right now. So yeah, I wanted to do that as well. So, and I just want to shout out Papa Bale. Uh, your Utron coil, we want to try to pull off like Bernie's down here. I'll order the magnets. I want to do the maglev like you did, and then run that one as well. So that's going to be part of our pulse motor series that we're doing. I think that's going to be awesome. So, oh, there we go. Gerard Morin. Absolutely. Simple man, you're awesome, brother. Gerard Morin. Absolutely. That's the name. If I'm not mistaken, he took, let me see if I got it right, 20 gauge wire. He put it in there and he wrapped it 4 coils, 1, 2, 3, 4. And then he had 4 magnets that were long, 4-inch by 1-inch by 2-inch were the magnets that he had. He had 4 of them that he put it on there, and he had 2 layers of them, and or I should say a stack twice, if you understand what I mean. And then he spun it inside there with aluminum and copper and got a totally different energy that came out. I think that's part of understanding energy the right way because the magnetic fields build in different materials. So testing aluminum like we would normal iron instead of just saying it's got to be iron. And then if I can ever pull off some other different materials that we can use in there, I would absolutely love to. I want to see cobalt. That's one of the ones I want to see in there. So yeah, Papa Bill, we got some plans, man. So I'm going to be hitting you up, maybe doing some behind the scenes work on that as well. Maybe we can trade some files or something on the STLs as well. Yeah. Crypto, right on, brother. We'll be seeing Crypto tomorrow night, man. He's coming in. Yeah, Gerard Morin, dude, did some cool stuff. Probably got a lot of us into this. Probably don't realize it, but doing his generator would be absolutely amazing. So I just need to find somewhere where I can get the casing and do everything the right way on it. That's one I really want to do. So yeah, yeah, he does some of the best work. I like the fact that he shows you simple things too. Bismuth, yeah, well, we can get bismuth. The problem with bismuth is the amount of heat we're going to put into it's going to melt it. So we may have to use it as a layering material between two pieces of aluminum, which it should be. Then we can really find out what the UFOs are doing, right? Because that's if I'm not mistaken, the arts parts, that's part of it. So nice. Right on, Papa Bale, man. Thank you. Thank you. That's gonna be awesome. Now we'll have some STLs there and we'll be able to trade. I'll send you whichever one you want of mine, or the door is always open, I should say, for whatever you need. Yeah, we're gonna have to contact, man. I know I got your email. We're gonna have to do that. We're gonna have to meet up with Pete out there, Bernie, at some point. He lives over, if I'm not mistaken, over in Anaheim, which is not too far. We'll pass through it on our way to pick you up from the airport. So awesome. Yeah, get your popcorn ready. That's gonna be fun. Well, you know what? Both of us come to the table with two different styles, man, two different things that we do. But that's some of the best collaboration ever, because when we're looking at the RAV, we're doing structured high voltage, and it's going to matter a lot when we're breaking down material. And Bernie breaks down material like nobody else. So to go out and put a paste out there, nano coat it, man, we are totally in business then. So yeah, we're in SoCal, man. So if you know where Menifee is in SoCal, so it's probably 45 minutes out of San Diego to my south, and I'm probably 30 to 40 minutes out of San Bernardino to my north. So yeah, there you go. Yeah, I already know. I know exactly what I'm looking for in that one. So, and I found some cool things. So what I was looking at is a way to make capacitors, open air capacitors. I don't know if anybody out there works on Chevy engines or not, but if you look at the valves themselves, and sometimes they have dimples on the inside, right? But then sometimes they sell flat valves. I need flat valves. So they also sell little handles for your little knobs for your cabinets now that are flat on one side and they're rounded. The why that matters is when you're doing a capacitor like this, you want them to be as flat as you can, but you can get them in a small size. That's what I want. I don't want to deal with gigantic plates where the mass of it has to be compensated with energy. I want to do it on a low scale. That I think is going to be awesome. So nice. Right on, brother. We will. You guys will be able to all meet dispatch. You'll probably come by at some point, man, and say hi to everybody. You know what I mean? We all meet up if you all are at the house. If dispatch is my neighbor, man, totally coolest person in the world, man. That'd be real fun, man. Yeah, it's the time for collaborations for sure, man. So I'm sure there's a lot of people, man, once we reach out to some of these and build some of these things, and then we can collaborate with other people as well. I'm pretty excited, man. It's like my wife goes, "Well, Nathan, you don't drive much at night," so she said she's gonna drive me up to the airport and pick up Bernie. I don't drive well at night, guys, not anymore. So thought that was pretty cool of her. And yeah, we'll be doing some barbecues and stuff. You may be getting some inside information on some barbecue. That's for sure. We'll be doing that when Bernie's down. I'll be on a kind of a diet. So when I do diets, I barbecue the chicken and stuff so I can stay in line. But yeah, totally awesome stuff, man. Making some fresh vegetables and stuff like that. So you may be getting some behind the scenes on everything. Let's see. Yeah, sidewalks is Pizza. I seen that. And was it Japan? That was awesome, by the way. That's something I'd love to just put in the backyard. You know what I mean? God knows my granddaughter runs everywhere. She probably has enough energy to light up my whole house. You know what I mean? For as much as she runs around, yeah, that would be awesome. Let's see. Any of the old men might be able to get Rick Dallas eventually in March. Um, Honestly, I don't think I'm going to make it to that, but we are planning. I know I'm planning on going to Tesla Tech. So in the first few months here, I got to build up a few $100, man, and sign up and get all that stuff taken care of, and then I'll be ready to go. Oh yeah, you like that, Papa Bill? That's my Bedini, man. I'm getting it done. I gotta do. I gotta. I was saying it earlier in the podcast. Is basically all I have to do is the electrical on it. I already spun the wire for the coil. Now I just got to put it around, the piece right there, and then that thing's done. I was waiting to see exactly what the distances were between the MOSFETs and stuff. I was putting out the three pieces of copper, just like Bedini did. Put out the copper and hooked all of his different parts into it. The resistors, the diodes, and then I got a bunch of neons for it. So we'll be seeing all the things light up and stuff like that. So that'll be cool. But yeah, I'm almost done with it. I'm kind of getting old, so it's taking a while, but it's coming out super clean, man. Super clean. So thank you for that. Yeah, we'll get over here and figure this thing out. Yeah, I got to hook up Dispatch with a membership over here, man. I've been trying to do it every which way I can, but I haven't been able to figure out exactly how to directly give them one. So I might just end up buying them a Visa gift card or something like that and hooking them up, sign up the membership on it or something that might work out perfect for us. So time for another chicken wing eating contest, dude. I'm up for that. Dude, if you're up to eat it, Bernie, and burn your mouth off, dude, I'll pull out my dentures and show you how old I am and do it right too. No problem whatsoever. I'm sure Joe is in for it too. I burned the living daylights out of my mouth last time, man. It was pretty bad, but that's all cool, man. I'm in to do it again. What's going on, man? Dude, yeah, this is going to be the time right now for us to kind of put a stamp on this. Look, and I'll just say this. We, our generation hasn't done it. Not the way the old generation does. If you notice, most of the stuff's like, you know, from Linderman, from Dollard, everybody's like 10 years ago, man. Bedini, all of it. It's our chance to put a stamp on this, man. Replicate, yes. Add to it, absolutely. That's what we have to do. You know, you can't go over here and build things and have talent to build coils and not explore all the rest of them, find out every secret they did, and then show it. And that's why I'm looking forward to Bernie coming out here, because when we get the collaboration like that, different techniques on how to film things, then we really come out with something cool, man. You know what I mean? Like, kind of get some docu-series going, maybe seasons of things going, lay out episodes a little better. Instead of just random experiments, it's like a fully done episode. Dude, I'm excited for that. I can't tell you how much I'm excited for that. So that's going to be one of the coolest things, man. We're just going to put a stamp right on this. This is our generation. We have to get it right, and we have to teach the next generation that means we must do it right. And then put it out there so everybody has it. And that's what we need to do. So, you know, speaking of Wardenclyffe, I hate to say this, but I got a little fan out there that we can actually use it as a Wardenclyffe tower, and to the high voltage line that's above in my backyard. Not to say that you should do that, but it may mimic the circumstances of it. So it'd be kind of interesting. Maybe Bernie and I'll pick that up, man. Yeah, let's see, it's a one trigger, 7 MOSFETs. Yeah. So yeah, the 8 got it all the matched. You know what I mean? MOSFETs and everything like they said to get. Cool, man. I got the MJEs, yeah, the old school ones, the ones that looks just like the ones Bedini has. So I went and found, let's see, several different circuits, but I found one that matched with the one he was doing, and I've been going through it and just checking on it, and because Bedini did the little copper rails on it. And when you do that, you're hooking in multiple things to one bar all the way across. And I've been trying to go through and take that circuit, match it up to the SG Bedini, and then just see where the contact points are. Because one of the things I wanted to do in this is, one, show the measurements of all the wood. Okay, because I don't think that's been done a whole lot. We've all seen the wheel being built. Okay, if you haven't, I'll show you that as well. I got a second wheel and I got a bunch more magnets. I can show that. It's fairly quick. Um, I wanted to put out there the same way he did on the circuits. So I want to videotape the circuits being soldered on there and everything else, and making sure it functions properly. It's fairly easy, but again, there's no good diagram to look at it and say, this is a point-to-point soldering thing where we can't get confused or messed up. There's no theory involved in it. It's simply solder here and have a good day. That's what I want to do. So I think, that's part of what we need to do in this. Oh, nice. Yeah, dispatch, get up there and get that membership. Look, he's got 10 Old Man Builds memberships. By the way, thank you for that, man. From one perspective, thank you very much for that. That's really awesome. Dude, go up there right now, man. Dispatch, click that thing, and then, you know what I mean? Get on that membership, dude. Exactly what it says. Go right up to the top, click that green thing, and get that membership. Right on, brother. Hopefully you got it. Tell me that you did, dispatch. Right on. Thank you again. From one perspective, you're so awesome, brother. Thank you. Yeah, thank you for supporting my work, guys. I'm telling you, man, all you guys are awesome. You guys always take care of me, man, and I thank you for that. And we got a lot of stuff, man, that we're working on, like we said. Mr. Jeff Eden, good evening to you as well. Nice. Yeah, so I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of excited if I can get something like that going. You're talking about the Wardenclyffe Tower. If we had anything that could mimic it, that I could show exactly how it works, how you could pull power out of it easily, then I want to show it, because I think it's one of the most understood things about our planet is that you can literally pull energy out of the sky. And it's not just to run a Komodo motor. It's a continuous source of energy and can be stored in capacitance when lightning strikes. And I'll just shout out Jarvis on this. He was talking about this a long time ago. Lightning strikes to be able to pull energy out of the atmosphere. Well, where do you think all of the ancient plants were grown? In areas where they put little towers up to have a lightning strike to hit it, so that it takes the energy in the ground and changes it, and it's able to build plants way faster. Think about what that means for our planet. That's so much better than a bunch of toxic stuff going in there, chemicals. It also changes the bugs and stuff in the situation. There's less of them, so there's less pesticides being needed. You got to understand it's a circular thing in the environment. Do things naturally to the earth, they work naturally for you. If you can understand that, then it's going to be fairly easy. You draw on the lightning, you get a telluric energy, if I'm not mistaken on that. I believe that's the name. It could be something a little bit different, but it basically pulls the lightning from the sky, gets the energy in the ground, energizes it up, and basically fills the ground battery up so that it pulls the energy and makes it grow. Guys, there's a reason why they were taking electricity in space and trying to grow plants with it, because they already knew it worked on the ground. So they brought it up as a spaceship experiment with NASA and tried it again. We all see plasma channel. He's pulling water out of the air in his experiment with high voltage. Guys, there's more to it. And it's a cleaner way to live, something to live with the environment. So, yeah, a little bit different, man. Oh, wow. Okay. I'm going to delete your comment. Yeah. Okay. This guy here. I don't know who you are, Green Lantern, but I don't really appreciate you saying that about me. So if you continue, you're just going to be getting out of here. Okay. That's it. Okay. Time out for you. No more Green Lantern. Yanni, thank you very much, brother. Gifted 5 old man's bills memberships. Hey, Dispatch, hopefully you got it, man. Two guys up there stepped up, man. Get some memberships out there, dude. Let everybody know that you got it, man. Right on. Hey, thank you, Charlie. Yeah, it's these gentlemen out here from One Perspective and Yanni out here giving out the memberships, man. Got that, man. So right on. Yeah, I appreciate it, Papa Bale. Yeah, it's been on the list for a while, and it seemed like the perfect time. I got all the parts in. Man, I've been wanting to do it too for a long time too. Right on. Thank you very much for stopping in, man. Appreciate it. Oh yeah, dude. Hey, there ain't no problem here, man. You and I are probably on the same page more than we know, and we're just talking past each other a little bit. Dude, no worries, man. No worries at all. I'm sure what you've already found, I'm going to eventually find it. And I like doing that. There's things that you can get a simple answer to, but if you don't earn it, you know what I mean? You gotta, it's not worth as much. I like being pointed in the right direction. You know what I mean? What you did, and I appreciate. So we're definitely going to put it in some good use, man. So yeah, smaller ones, diminishing returns. Yeah. Well, think about it this way, John. If you make it, at least we'll learn something from it, right? Even if think about it, even if the amount of energy you pulled out of it's tiny, the way it runs, how it runs, what's going on with it, all those questions get answered. You know, can we get more energy? Sure. We just have to have a higher energy source, up above, which we mean height. Past that, man, we can build it and show the rest of it. That's the point. I think doing it even at low power is the way to go. I am older. Okay. Mike's definitely older than I am. Got me there. Oh, man. Oh, here it is. Okay, you got 8 years on me. Wow, I don't know. That was a conversation I missed right there. Yeah, we'll learn tons. Yeah, it's like the first time putting in a crystal cell. You maybe you didn't do it right. Oh, Joe's cell. Oh, that's what I want to do. Oh, yeah, a couple of those cells when Bernie comes down, we're gonna have to do. But it's like the first time you do a crystal cell, you don't expect much out of it, but then you learn, a little bit of different stuff that goes into it, and then you're able to amplify the effects and stuff in it. That's the way to go. But we learn a lot. Yeah. What's that other one? Um. Oh man, I can't even think about it. Who was doing that cell? There was another one. Guys, help me out here. He came on before, man. He's a really great guy out in Canada. that was doing that cell, and it was fairly simple. It wasn't Joe's cell. Oh man, I see the face in my head. I just can't think of it right now. Um, Joel. Joel was doing that. Yeah, Joel was doing that. He was making that cell. Remember, he had the ice cream trays and he was making that cell, and then it turned things on. That Bernie, I want to do that when you're down here. I can't remember what the hell it's called. Okay, but Joel Legacy was doing it, or Joel Legance, whichever you prefer to say. He was doing that cell. Yeah, that's the one I want. So yeah, if we could do that while you're down here, Bernie, that's going to be awesome. Uh, yeah, yeah, smart guy, dude. He was on the program. He did an interview with us in the beginning when we first started this. Yeah, yeah, dude, I definitely want to do that while Bernie's down here. So yeah, that'd be awesome. Because we're doing a couple cells and stuff like that, man. If we can afford some more materials and stuff like that, uh, I'm gonna be running down to turn in my cans, man, and get all the money I can to do that. You know what I mean? To get every dollar we can to do these experiments. Yeah, definitely do that one, dude. I don't even think it was that hard. I want to say it was like 4 parts. I think he used, and some of them were just over the counter items that we could pull off. But yeah, yeah, I watched this video too, man. Joel's awesome. I watched Joel a lot, and we were talking about some secret Tesla stuff, man, a while back. He was talking about some grounding stuff that he was doing with Tesla towers, and God, it had to do with how the energy goes into the ground when we're doing the one wire energy. He was talking about it. He sent an article a while back, man. I'll have to see if I still have that. Is it Joe or Joel? It's I believe it's Joel, right? Dude, from one perspective, 20 old men build memberships. Dude, everybody should be a member right now. Dude, thank you again, man. Totally awesome, brother. Totally awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. Definitely get some good supplies, man. Dude, I'll be honest with you. If we can accomplish a lot of the things around that a lot of people do, I I I don't even know what to say about that other than, you know what I mean? We'll have all kinds of stuff that nobody's seen work together. They've been individual projects that a lot of people have, but now putting them together, man, we're going to get a lot of questions answered. So, hey, from one perspective, man, thank you very much, man, for the support and getting out the memberships and getting everybody so they can watch all the cool stuff we do, man. Thank you. So, you been saying the name wrong. Yeah, it's Joel. If I'm not, yeah, I'm almost positive it's Joel Legacy. Joel Legacy. Yeah, Joel. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, guys, we're doing some cool things here. So we're gonna get Bernie over here to take his lunch and some burritos and run some energy through it, man, and let him just trip out on exactly how much energy we can pull out of that center rod of the Tesla coil. It freaks people out because it goes through things. It does not like to play games with you. It just goes through everything, which most people have never experienced in their life. They go, I get RF shielding, like shield things. This doesn't care. It goes through everything. I think that's gonna be fun. You could do it. Let it speak for itself. Absolutely, absolutely. Thank you. Right on, man. Right on, man. Nice to see you here, brother. Oh man. You might glow. Oh man, it's exciting, guys. Totally excited, man. Uh, Jewel Thief Ringer. Yes. So I don't know if you guys know this. Okay, just so we understand, the Bedini circuit is basically a jewel thief, and we have a bunch of coils. So the geometry coils I haven't tested yet that require a jewel thief, and we have batteries, so we can run it negative, and we're going to change kind of how this goes. Now, we already have our Rodin coil built as well. So we'll be doing some research into that with Ben. And Ben is now using the negative electricity. So maybe we could do some collaboration there. He could share the circuit that he works on, and we could just build it while Bernie's down here and run it. I believe I have all the parts to do it. So that'll be something we could do as well. Right on. Yeah, plasma dust. Yes, there's a lot of information on that. I was reading up on that as well. How you could tell if it's something's plasma dust, crystalline, whatever it is. There's certain things you could do, and I shared it with Sean, so you'll be able to test those things out while he does it and find out which one he has. So yeah, but it has to do with, does it wipe off easily? If water gets next to it, does it stay in the same form? How is it building out? And as far as I know, in some of the plasma physics, they already know about a lot of this stuff. So it makes it fairly easy. So, right on, man. Yeah, crystalline form dust from crystal. Yeah, Ormus might be that dust. Yeah, they said there's two possible solutions to it, man. And the best way to do it is run some water on it and see what it does, if it stays or not. Um, Also, I was uh, I know Mr. Non using AI is over here using AI. I was on AI to check the wording of a bunch of stuff and to put things in proper form. So I'm able to give that information a little easier for everybody. People used to hearing certain words. So I'm working on it, man. Working on myself to get that right for everybody. So yeah, I'll still keep it pretty nice and easy going the way I always do, but it gets some better wording out there for everybody, so we're all clear on the same things. And then throw the formulas up there if they become necessary and some of this stuff. But yeah, that way we're all on the same page. Oh, yeah, Bernie's got some white powder of gold, man. I actually found a place where we can get some silver plates, if I'm not mistaken, and be able to get some silver. So, yeah, kind of interesting. Some of the things out here that we can find. So, you want to know a Tesla secret? Absolutely. 1901 photo, Tesla is holding electrical parts in one hand, and the frequency is above the um, scheme boundary layer. I believe that is 2015 hertz. Interesting. I have to look that up. By the way, the size of Tesla's actual coils in that room, by the way, were massive. So he was working. I'm going to say they said 100 kilohertz. I'm going to say it's much lower than that. I think he was working in the hertz. And I think, honestly, that's why we don't understand some of the stuff he did. Everybody thinks it's all megahertz only, not with the size that he had and the massive copper. I say that because I can pull out a coil and stack another one on top of it, hit 150 to 160 kilohertz easy, throw a third one on top of that, and I'll be down somewhere around 50 kilohertz. Then I can start getting into the hertz the more I stack. That's why I want to do the 6 coils. But that's nothing in comparison to the mass of copper that Tesla had. That guy was working in hertz. I don't think he was working in megahertz at all. I think that's a misunderstanding. Not with the mass of copper. And the fact that the number one coil was the entire room, as we learned yesterday, means that every coil on the inside operated just like a wire down the center of our Tesla coil. Did Tesla know it? His whole room told you he did. That was amazing to find that out. That was awesome information right there. Oh, man. Right on, brother. Did you get that thing yet, Dispatch? Hopefully you got it, man. Nice. Getting close. Yes. Everything's got to be earned, man. We're getting there. That's for sure. I think, honestly, I'm missing some experiments that maybe Tesla did just to understand the full picture. That's why we wanted to get the other coil in, by the way, as well, and build that out. Because there's something more that he was doing that we're not doing. And getting the pancake coils as a capacitors is one of them. Seeing how he built, the other coils, and then honestly, the dynamo. I think that's one of the things that I'm going to build in a little bit of a different way, but I'm going to get it to shoot the same power. And if I'm not mistaken, he used DC to fill up every cap and then blasted it as AC. I have a different way to do it, but it's going to produce the same result. And it's going to be a massive amount of power right away. It's going to immediately flip it and shoot it. So I want to see, Sean says he's got 1 million volts coming out of his coil, which he said was like 14 to 16 inches out of his coil. I want to see if we can hit 20 doing this. One shot, instant thing. If not, we'll have to buy some better MOSFETs because I'm definitely going to fry him hitting the gas on this one. So that's not nice to say. Oh, man. Gotta love Simple, man. Oh. Let's see. You are looking at Teleforce B, the one that caused Tagusa blast. Oh. See, now we're getting there. Like you said, it just took a while. We're looking at some of the right things now. Using the Westinghouse bridge as a key. I pulled that up. I'll check it out again when I have a little more time to look into it. But I did pull it up and save it. Go back to the Colorado Springs design. Absolutely. Let's see. Longer the wire, lower the frequency. So if you got down to Earth's frequency, the resonance factor would have increased the power. Absolutely. I 100% agree, Victor. That's why I think he definitely got the frequency lower than what we're thinking. I mean, think of what the 32 gauge at 11 inches, you know what I mean? And we're in 250 kilohertz. You double that, and then we're down to 150 kilohertz. There's no way he wasn't in the hertz. There's no way. Totally different. Totally different. The math is too much. Even his coils that were sitting on stands were way too much. Huh. Yeah, I think I'll just get it with that one shot, man. He probably did. I think that's why he got more than what everybody thought he did. I'm sure he hit those lower numbers. Yeah, look, Dispatch, hopefully you clicked up there and followed all the directions and got it. There were several Old Man Builds memberships out there to get. I'm hoping that you went through the process and took care of it. Oh, wow, that's a lot. That's the dynamo effect, wasn't it? Westinghouse bridge solves a math equation. Nice. Oh yeah, tuning coils. Yeah, totally amplifies the result. Dude, I want to say this. When you can take your Tesla coil and run a number two coil from a distance and you're turning down the power, then you've understood something. You got coupled capacitance. So as you build out one coil, second coil, third coil, they're coupling the capacitance between them. Basically, this one field becomes two fields interacting to the third field interacting. And if you build it in a circle, they all interact all together. It's coupled capacitance. So it holds in energy between all of them. Instead of spraying them with a ton of volts, the volts have nowhere to go. They stay in there because the air structures around it. Okay. And then it holds it in tighter, tighter, and tighter. It's coupled capacitance. That's what people fail to understand in anti-gravity. They keep thinking the more energy you put in, the better, but it's not. It's coupled capacitance, making sure the energy stays in and goes faster and faster. You see, you want to break a swinger limit in the air, the only way you're going to do it is get that speed to increase, right? Well, how do you get the speed to increase? Well, you couple the capacitance so it makes it in layers, so each layer goes a different direction as it goes, okay? But they all hold in each other, okay? And it starts to make crushing, amount of gravity force inside of it. That's why you do it. So, man, you got to understand that. And I don't think a lot of people out there found out that answer. I did as soon as we started the RAV and turned it on, and we knew exactly what it was. Exactly what it was. Because it mimicked the gravity flyer and how it was working. And it had to do with coupled capacitance instead of putting more volts into it. It automatically builds it, but not on top of the shift. It builds it out in the field in the open air. That's why it's so much more important, because it doesn't take out the occupants. It now leaves that in there so they can have a free environment while all the energy surrounding it. It's just like the plasma layer around the Earth. It turns to cold plasma as soon as you get the RPMs up high enough in those fields by compression. Totally different thing. Totally different thing. Yeah, rotary spark gap. Well, we'll see. We'll see what we can do. I just want to get the end part to it. That's what I really want. That's what I'm looking for. Yeah, more energy doesn't work. No, because it's doing the wrong thing. More energy is just blasting out to the environment, make hysteresis. You know what I mean? Hot air. That's all you're doing. You're making a heater for your room. That's all that it's doing. I don't know if people really understand that. Putting more energy just makes a heater in your room. You're looking for coupled capacitance. You're looking to make the fields move faster. And that's how you get it done. That's the whole point of doing anything like this. I ran super high voltages in this thing, and all they did was blast out energy into the environment. I ran really low voltages on it, but got the correct coupling, and it made a beautiful field. And how do I want to say this? I say it holds in energy all the time, but what it actually does in the static electricity or high voltage potential it makes is it makes the field that it goes into, the right layer of it, move faster. It just moves faster. It has nowhere to go. So it takes out the energy and speed. It moves the energy from a lumpy flow like this to more of a smooth laminar flow in the energy. and it speeds up, like massively speeds up. And what you find is you'll hit a null in between the two, and on the outside, it'll start to speed that field in the counter rotation. So it's coupling the right way. It literally coupled the right way. You can make a very high volume of energy in that area where it's not filling up the inside where the occupant should be. It's literally filling in the bubble on the outside. So totally different concept. And even AI will tell you that if you put it in there and ask it, about field coupling versus energy, and they'll tell you energy just sprays out in the environment. It's completely worthless. And coupling can be done at low voltages because you're not thinking the concept of hot plasma, you're thinking the concept of cold plasma. That's the difference. Then you're noticing it'll happen in gases, just like Jupiter does, instead of in plasma, which I believe Jupiter's core is probably plasma, but the outside area is gases. So you'll notice that it does it in those, and they move rapidly fast, high storms. Okay, that's what you're looking for. Yeah. Anyway, sorry for my rant on that. It's just I can't get people to understand it. You can say it all day long. I guess until they built it themselves, they won't get it. Hopefully, we're able to take some tests to show that. So, oh man, amplitude modulation. That one's fun, man, because you can really drive somebody nuts. If you amplify the frequency in something instead of the voltage, it's a massive difference. Oh, it changes your understanding of things right away. Yeah, right away. So you're going to get way more coupling ability. Way more. So, and we'll play with that. I'm going to find me a transistor at 3 volts and get this thing to turn on, couple the capacitance in it between a bunch of Tesla coils, and turn it down to 3 volts. And then I need to find a oscillator that works to 0 volts on a trigger. Then try it, because that's what we're going to be able to get it down to. So I don't even know if I'll have to keep it on at that point, except for it'll ruin things if it's not. I mean, time takes away everything. So we can get it to self-run probably for a little while, but even the best systems, time will take over and ruin it. So anyway. Yeah, well, that's another experiment we're going to do. Oh, we also got to do a monopole motor. I have that in my Amazon cart. I need to purchase that in probably like another 9 days. I'll be able to purchase it. And we're going to build a monopole motor. And that's going to be awesome, because we're going to just change the duty cycle and change the volts and amps coming out of it, and change everybody's understanding of how this thing actually works. That's going to be awesome, because people have been wondering about that a long time. They go, oh, it's primarily an amp motor. You can't pull any volts out of it. Well, if it's amps and it's DC, we can throw a sine wave over top of it and change it and get volts and amps out of it. So don't be so sure if I don't solve that puzzle here real quick. Also, Edwin Gray. I'm going to build that one too this year. I'm going to surprise a lot of people on how that actually works. So, and it's directly related to changing over energy from DC to AC in your Tesla coil. That time is frequency as well. I absolutely agree with you there. Which makes you kind of wonder, why was he in hertz? You hit one, long space, hit another, instead of rapid frequency where it uses energy faster instead of using energy slower. In manipulating time, you want to use it slower. Think about that. Yeah, with the gray tube. Yep. It's basically, honestly, it's like a Tesla coil inside of a Tesla coil, but two different energies. Like a DC flyback connected to both coils and a Tesla coil nearby, turning it on and flipping the field from a DC capacitance to an AC, which automatically changes how much energy goes to an AC motor. And that's kind of the trick. And I'll be honest with you, there was somebody else, Hutchinson was doing the same thing. So just keep that in mind when you guys look at this stuff. Hutchinson was doing the same thing. He showed a video of it not too long ago. It was awesome. Electromagnet motor? I don't know. Mike Does was doing that a while back. He was talking about a V motor. Comes out in a V and it automatically goes by itself. I don't know if I'll be able to do that. I tried to get the magnets to work right. They don't like me. They don't work how I want. So I still have the stuff here, but I haven't been able to get the magnets to work, and I spent days playing with that thing. They always fiddle back the other way. I got to find a way to solve that. Variable frequency drive. I do have a VFED. So it wasn't a quench. It was a shielded. Interesting. Yeah, lower the amps. Well, I don't think amps are what everybody thinks they are. I don't think, unless you're running stuff to blow out lightning on the top of your Tesla coil, amps aren't the way to do it. If you're trying to use it for a constructive purpose, then you don't need a lot of amps. If you're trying to shoot lightning bolts everywhere, you might want a lot of amps. So a little different understanding. Super copper over the spark gap and a restrictive electrode on the other end. Interesting. Toffee or resin, you align the crystals. Really? I'll have to try that out too. Oh, dude, if you made one, absolutely. By all means, share it with us. We'll get on a call, me, you, and Bernie, and dude, share it, and we'll do a video on it together that we could do on both channels. I think that'd be awesome. That would be awesome. Use a signal generator into a ZVS for lower startup. Yeah, we could do that. That's kind of like running the DC to turn on AC. Absolutely. Right on, brother. There you go. Thank you very much for that, by the way. That's awesome. Dude, that's going to be so awesome. T-Bear has so much fun this month, man. So much fun. And then, dude, going into the next month, we'll be having more fun than that. Oh, a lot of stuff, man. Super dual thief working ringer 1 megahertz. The amps 9 volt, 0.3 amps. Very small. Yeah. I have a dual thief circuit right over there, as a matter of fact. I use it for my gravity flyer for the piezo disc. It works great. Charlie C made it for me. I appreciate that, Charlie. And by the way, that he made a gravity. It's a little handheld device that Alexi had that had the little things that go out. I finally figured out what it was pulling out. It was pulling out the zones of the fields. You know, as he creates them around the craft, there's zones that each energy works into, and based on the resistance of what's going on, you can pull the different zones and it'll give you the readings for both. That's why the lights were going off at different times. When you control that, you can see where zoning is. It's like picking it up in a, oh man, one of those little diode looking things. I don't remember what they're called right offhand. A hall sensor. When you're picking it up in a hall sensor, stuff like that, it's kind of like that, but it uses resistance to pull out which energy's which. Because they'll have different frequencies. So you think about the RAV, one was, you know, 94 kilohertz, then it got up to 98 kilohertz, then it went to 102 kilohertz. So think about it in that fashion. It'll tell you where one field is and the next field is. That's something we didn't think about because they, you know, assumed it was a static electricity detector. But yes, it shows a static electricity field. I grant you that. But the other one's not static electricity field. It's the wire down the center of the tester coil. That's the field it's picking up. But it's correctly telling you where each one is. And if you set it up individually, then you can find out where each field is individually and use it as two devices to bring it in order to get them to compress better. That's what it was doing. That's why he used it. It's really interesting because there's no batteries in this thing. It's picking up the field energy and is putting it directly into the meter because it's an analog meter. That's interesting. You might want to think about that if you look at the Gravifier. It was a very simple circuit, but it had to do with the resistor in it being the difference. Sent you a link for a good place for reference. Thank you very much for that, John. Thank you. And John sends me a lot of good stuff, man. I don't always respond on the email, but I definitely get it. Yeah. Yeah, they definitely put it out there, man. Oh, that's another thing. Oh. So Richard's hooking us up with all those sensors, man, and that device and that computer program. Shout out Lightspeed, man. That should be done here fairly soon. He had already worked on a lot of it. He's out in California as well. So yeah, he awesome, by the way. He went out and put out his own money to do this and get the parts. And he built the program, the computer program. It's a self-rigor organizing program to the fields and everything. So it helps you adjust everything, you know what I mean, automatically. He's out in California, and hopefully we'll see him here in the next 30 days and be able to set that experiment up. That's going to yield a lot of cool results for everything that we do. Everything that we do. He's actually probably, what, an hour and a half out, little past Anaheim, out by, what is it, about, out by Six Flags or something like that in that area. Yeah, so more people, man. More people hooking up to do stuff. Yeah, well, yeah, you can tell because I come out with the information. Right on, brother. Oh, yeah, I agree. I 100% agree. Between everybody, I'll just say it blanketly, who's contacted me, talked to me, collaborated with me, I want to say thank you for that. And I'm trying to put it to good use by showing the results of different machines that we're building and everything like that. Everybody's been really kind and showing everything. Yeah, shout out Sean. Sean's going into surgery here, guys. He has a little outpatient procedure. Hopefully he's okay. We're all kind of praying and wishing him the best of luck out there, that he pulls through fairly easily. But Sean's one of the smartest people I've ever met. One of the coolest individuals too. So Sean's my buddy, man. Him and I hang out a lot, dude. Just like I hang out with Joe a ton. You know what I mean? So yeah. I don't ever forget the ones that helped me. I'll tell you that. So, and I'll shout out Gerald here as well. We're gonna get Gerald back in the mix of things, man, with his coil. So see what he's up to while Bernie's down here. So Yeah, it'd be fun, man. It'd be fun. Get the band back together for a little bit. You know what I mean? Yeah, we'll do an old French think tank episode, man. Yeah, yeah. Prayers for Sean. Sean's awesome, guys. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure you guys can tell when he does the live streams, man. But behind the scenes, he's one of the kindest people I've ever met, dude. And he always helps you out. Always take care of you, man. Uh, he's a friend to the end, no matter what happens, man. The guy always stood behind me in everything that I did, and always helped me out. And he still laughs at me for my Tesla coil being on fire. But Sean's my buddy, man. One of the coolest people in the world. So, oh yeah, definitely toothless. That's for sure. I won't lie. Yeah, Sean's getting some stuff taken care of, man. I don't know how much he wants me to say, but I'll just say that he's going through some rough times, and you know, it sucks because he's, like I said, one of the best people ever. Started losing your teeth from grinding them. I lost mine from taking a lot of pain pills and drinking a lot of alcohol when I broke my back. And it was not a fun time in my life, man. It was really, actually, really rough. I had to continue to work for my family to have a house. And it meant no matter what you felt like in the morning, you had to get up and work. And I don't think people generally understand that type of pain. You're literally crying while you walk. And then you go out and throw 16 pallets of soda pop for the day and come home, and you absolutely have no life except for going to work and going home, and the amount of pain is just so immense. So yeah, I don't think people really understand that one. You give up a lot. You know what I mean? It's like walking on hot coals for your family, man. It's it's what you got to do. Yeah. Sometimes life doesn't give us a choice; it gives us an opportunity to show who we are. And my family saw who I was, and they really appreciated the fact that I did that. So, my wife told me, she goes, she had her back go out not that long ago, and she goes, you know, Nathan, I finally found out what you're going through. She couldn't walk, she couldn't do nothing, man. Laid in the bed in pain for 3 days, and it's just when you slip a disc or something, you get a tremendous amount of pain. Well, I flat out broke both sides. You know what I mean? So, I mean, yeah, you get to see through my eyes for a day or two. You know what I mean? I did it for over a year. I mean, that's what it took. And then I quit my freaking job as soon as I was done, man, and called it quits and retired. I was done. There was no more to give. Huh. So, yeah, I don't know if it was mastery. It was just a lot of pain. Anyway, forget about that, man. We're off to the good stuff now. I got past all that. That's why, I gained weight and stuff like that, guys. I used to be a skinny guy the whole time, and then, whatever. I'm on the track to lose it again. Not a big deal. You know what I mean? Just not as capable as I used to be. But I'll do a lot more walking instead of a lot more lifting weights. So, used to actually be able to lift a lot of weights, man. Can't do any of that now. Yeah. So, a lot more walking. Uh, you're working to lose it yourself? Right on, brother. Right on. I think I got a lot more to lose than you do, John. Yeah, line up would take a whole year to do, but sticking with it, man, is going to be the thing. So, yeah, I know Daniel got a lot of stuff out there, man. A lot of pain, man. I wish you the best of luck with all that. Whew. Yeah, Pete's in the same boat, man. Huh. Mainstream exercise sucks. I love it. I love it. Yeah. Don't ever make the decision to watch hot chicks doing jazzercise or something, you know what I mean, or doing exercises and think you're going to work out for the day. Yeah, that didn't work. That didn't work at all. Thought it'd give you motivation. Well, not for the right thing, that's for sure. So, not better off just go walking. Yeah, that's right. Walk like a 90-year-old man. That's what it is. Ah, hot chicks. There you go. Ah. Oh man, right on. Yep. Well, I mean, think about it, man. You lift soda all day, so you're lifting 45-pound cases, right? And they're less than that for a 12 pack, but there's still quite a bit of weight. 2-liter cases weigh a lot. You lift them all day long. I mean, think about it. The amount you can lift is astronomical compared to most people. Especially if you do as many as I did and stack up 2-wheelers like I did and everything else. I mean, look, you take 40s, I could do sets with 40s and curls. I mean, and it just goes up from there, and it's all from lifting soda, not from being some kind of weightlifter. So, yeah, total different thing, man. Wow. Yeah, shout out Pete, man. Hopefully you get through it well. You know what I mean? I know it sucks. But that's what's cool. We'll be able to hang out now. You know what I mean? When Bernie comes down, we'll hang out and do this thing, man. Huh. Yeah. Dude, looking forward to this. It's probably one of the more exciting times we get to do in collaborations and stuff, especially with so many people living out the way I do. It'll set up a lot of cool different things that we can do, and some stuff everybody's been wanting to see. And the fact that we can pretty much build anything we want to right here, studio, shop, whatever you want to call it that I'm in, man, we're gonna be able to build a lot of cool stuff. And some of the cells and stuff are gonna be awesome. I need to get a hold of that cell that Joel was doing. Huh. Yeah. I need to find out. I remember what it was. Everybody was building one a while back. You gotta figure that out. Yeah. We definitely got to build some of those, man. Yeah, hang out, get your mind straight, man. Put up your feet, get some good food in you, man. Absolutely, absolutely. You can always come down on a barbecue, man. Matter of fact, think I got like 4 or 5 racks of ribs in there. I can put them on my offset smoker, and we could probably get something like that doing. Absolutely. So, gonna have Bernie hook up with us, man, and go walking every day. Go walking at the park, man, for about an hour. So we'll all be out there jazzercising or walking or whatever you want to call it. That's gonna be fun. Do it Flintstone style. There you go, smoking ribs, man. Oh yeah. Well, we'll have to make some steak too. I don't know. I'm gonna have to watch what I eat, but you can eat as much as you want. But we'll make some steak. We'll make some Dan's potatoes. My brother Dan makes these things. You put the potatoes in there. You put bacon in there. You put onions in there. Green. Excuse me. You put peppers in there. Um, you put what is it? Bell peppers in there as well. You get a beautiful aroma from bell peppers in there. You make sure you put some butter in there with it, and you put some spices on top of it, and you wrap it all in a big foil wrap. And what it does is it steams all of it, so it takes all that bacon flavor and starts putting it into the potatoes, and things like that. All the flavors go into the potatoes, and dude, everybody here just like totally eats the living daylights out of that thing, man. We make 2 big bundles, so if you can imagine a burrito this size, man, like this and about that thick, you get 2 of these potato things, man, and they don't last the night. Okay, my son will take out a whole one himself. So Yeah, bacon's good, man. Absolutely. Steak and potatoes, yeah. You know, I make steak that'll just melt in your mouth, man. Totally awesome. Yes, August for Textile Tech. That's what I'm going for right there. I believe Bernie's going too as well. He said it was awesome last year. I know he got a lot of interviews out of it with a lot of different people. So absolutely, Tesla Tech. Right on, dude. Love bacon, man. Nice. Oh, dude, I have dentures, man. I don't have a natural tooth left in my mouth. They're too painful. Oh, love it simple, man. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, usually when I go on a diet, guys, I basically cook chicken on the barbecue, whatever marinade you want. You're not gonna be eating a whole lot of anything anyway, and then you get a couple white rice cooked, and then you get greens. So green beans or whatever kind of green vegetable out there you want to cook, you can make that. What I mean? You throw it in there, you boil it a little bit, put it in some ice water, stop the cooking process, put it back in the pan, heat it up a little bit with some butter, and then put some garlic salt on it, man, and then take it out. Make some really good stuff out of that, man. You get a little bit of the char on the outside, not burnt, but a little bit of char. Okay, that's the way to go. I love greens like that. So, dude, we'll definitely be making those. So, yeah, I'm excited, man. Yeah, we'll be doing that, doing all kinds of stuff, man. But one of the, kind of close this thing down and just go over the Bedini one more time. I'll be soldering it tonight probably or tomorrow morning, and I'll widen the coil on it. We should be done with that. So we'll fire it up Wednesday. Is I think what the plan is. We'll fire it up Wednesday if everything goes right, and we'll fix the axle in it before then too. I'll go to the hardware store and get the right axle for it, and then it's set. And then that one's done, and we can start doing testing on it while we're printing out everything for Mike's pulse motor, and we'll keep it going while we're working on getting some parts for some of these cell things that we're going to do while we're setting up Bernie and his monatomics. So yeah, we'll have a lot of things coming up, man. And it seems like a short amount of time we're going to do a ton of stuff. Maybe it's just meant that way. Maybe it's better. So yeah, dude, we're gonna put our stamp on our generation. That's for sure, and kind of go from the older generation to ours and see if we can't match what they did and then exceed it. Kind of the way, kind of the way we're looking at it, man. We're gonna do it and then we're gonna exceed it, and we're gonna come out of this with a lot of information on both sides. And I'm sure there's a lot of secrets that I hold and Bernie holds that you know what I mean, kind of make for a good collaboration of stuff when it really gets down to understanding things. So it's going to end up being wild. So, with that said, I want to thank everybody out there, guys. You guys have been awesome, dude. Ulysses, $20, man. Totally awesome, brother. Thank you for that. Also, from one perspective, gifted 10 Old Man Builds memberships, dude. So awesome. Yanni, 5 Old Man Build memberships, dude. You guys are awesome. Thank you for that. And again, from one perspective, did it again, man, with another 20 Old Man Builds memberships, dude. That was 30 that he gave out. Dude, everybody should be a member at this point. So, guys, I just want to thank everybody out there. Thank you for watching today. Look forward to everything else. The next time I see you guys on the stream, Bernie's going to be hanging out with me. With that said, have yourselves a great night, and thank you, man. I appreciate everything.
The old man built. The old man built. The old man built. The old man built. The old man builds is broken in the head. People not seeing reality has put them in the red. Where conscious and spirituality restricted from the norm and replaced with the ignorance of basic magnetic form. The geometry of God keeps running through his head. That's what makes old man builds broken in the head. The old man builds. The old man builds. Spheres of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. Fears of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. The old man builds. Fears of destiny are spinning in his mind, making him travel back and forth in time, battling the establishment for just a little recognition. Has him forcing the world to understand his premonition. That world will have all the technology in the end, even if it means his life will fail to extend. The old man builds.